Hello and welcome to Sports 360, your one-stop destination for all big sporting events across the globe. Here you will get a 360-degree analysis information. And in this edition of Sports 360, we will analyze how India's teenage shooting sensation extended their dominance in the ongoing Shooting World Cup in Delhi. After a long wait, FIFA 2022 World Cup Qualifiers finally kicked off in UEFA and the CONCACAF zones. Surprising scorelines in Europe with France held 1-1 at home by Ukraine, Croatia losing to Slovenia, Turkey outgunning three-time World Cup runner-ups the Netherlands. Indian football team held higher-ranked Oman to a 1-1 draw on their return to action after a 492-day hiatus. Indian football team Igor Stimac gave debuts to as many as 10 players. The torch relay for the Tokyo Olympics began its 121-day journey across Japan on Thursday and is headed towards the opening ceremony on Tokyo on July 23. And apart from this, we also have our regular segments, Goal of the Week, Player of the Week and the Sporting Moments of the Week. But first up, the cover story we are tracking this week. Indian shooters extended their dominance in the ongoing Shooting World Cup in Delhi. India is at the top of the medal tally, followed by USA and Denmark. Indian shooters took 3 medals in the women's 25-meter pistol event. Chinky Yadav won gold medal in women's 25-meter pistol event. The sensational duo of Saurabh Chaudhary and Manu Bhaker notched up 10-meter air pistol mixed team gold medal, and more in this report.
As usual, we are expecting quite a lot from the Indian shooters at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, especially in the light of the fact that they've been performing exceedingly well in the ongoing ISSF World Cup. With a mixed bag of youngsters and veterans, India is likely to field their best contingent ever. Let us have a look upon India's achievements in the first Shooting World Cup after the COVID pandemic. In 10 meters air rifle mixed team event, E. Valarivan and Divyansh Singh Panbar started the gold rush by finishing on the top of the podium. The Indian duo shot a combined total of 16 in the gold medal match to finish ahead of the Hungarian world number 1, Istvan Penny and Edzer Deniz, who managed 10. The Indians shot a 10.4 each in the final shot to secure the top prize, while the Hungarian pair got 10.7 and 9.9 at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range. Tokyo Olympics bound Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar claimed the gold medal in the men's 50-meter rifle 3 positions event, consolidating the India's top position in the ISSF World Cup. Aishwarya Pratap shot 462.5 to beat Hungary veteran Istvan Penny 461.6 and Denmark's Stefan Olsen 450.9. After an impressive start, following which he led for a while, Tomar slipped in the standings but fought back strongly with a 10.4, 10.5 and 10.3 in the standing elimination stage. Of the other Indians in the final, veteran and fellow Olympic quota holder Sanjeev Rajput finished 6th, while Neeraj Kumar was 8th. Earlier in the qualification, Tomar shot 1,165 to finish 5th, while Rajput had topped the charts with a score of 1,172, while Neeraj Kumar bagged the 8th and final qualifying spot. The team of Youth Olympics and Asian Games gold medalist Saurabh Chaudhary, Abhishek Verma and Shehzad Rizvi bagged the yellow medal in the men's event, comfortably beating Vietnam 17-11 in the final. Chaudhary and company left the qualification part 2 with a total score of 579, while the Vietnamese managed 565. The Indian men aggregated 1,750 in the first qualification, while Vietnam scored 1,708. Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary then won the gold medal in the 10-meter air pistol mixed team event. Bhaker and Chaudhary beat the Iranian team of Gulnosh Sebghatolahi and Jawad Foroughi in the gold medal match. The Indian duo had a total of 16 points, while Iran managed 12. Indian pair of Yashaswini Deswal and Abhishek Verma won the bronze medal in the 10-meter air pistol mixed team event with a 17-13 win over their Turkish opponents. The trio of Miraj Khan, Angad Bajwa and Gurjot Khangura won the gold medal in the men's skeet team event, taking India's medal tally to 17. India won the gold in the men's skeet team event after outclassing Qatar 6-2 in the gold medal match. India's men finished second in their qualification with an aggregate score of 503 behind Qatar's 507 and ahead of Kazakhstan's 501. The gold-winning performance came a little after the trio of Parninaz Dhaliwal, Kartiki Shaktawat and Ganimat Sekho won the silver in the women's skeet team event. The women's team lost the gold medal match 4-6 to Kazakhstan. Chinky Yadav won the gold medal as Indian shooters swept the medals in the women's 25-meter pistol event. Chinky Yadav outgunned the experienced Rahi Sarnobat in a shoot-off to clinch the top spot after both of them finished on 32 points each. Yadav got 4 of her 5 shots in the shoot-off, while Sarnobat missed 2 and had to settle for the silver medal after a great come-from-behind performance. Manu Bhaker secured the bronze medal, finishing with 28 points. Indian shooters' golden journey continues. Team of Manu Bhaker, Rahi Sarnobat and Chinky Yadav win gold medal after beating Poland 17-7 in the 25-meter pistol team event of the ISSF Shooting World Cup. It's the 10th gold medal for India. The seasoned Indian duo of Sanjeev Rajput and Tejaswani Sawant won the gold medal in the 50-meter rifle 3 positions mixed team event of the ISSF World Cup today. The Indians beat Ukraine's pair 31-29 in the gold medal match. The Indian gold count went up to 11 with their top finish. Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar and Sunidhi Chauhan won the bronze medal after getting the better of the USA's team. Adding to India's gold rush, the troika of Chain Singh, Neeraj Kumar and Swapnil Kusale won the gold medal in the 50-meter rifle 3 positions men's team event, comfortably beating the USA 47-25 in the final. Kumar, Kusale and Singh led through the final to easily claim the top prize ahead of the American team of Nicholas Maurer, Timothy Sherry and Patrick Sundarman at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range. This was India's 12th gold in the marquee event. Sports Desk, DD India.
Now it's time for our special segment, Target Olympic. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju said that India has a huge expectation from its world-beating shooting contingent in the Tokyo Olympics, and his belief is strengthened by the country's terrific show in the ongoing Shooting World Cup. India are heading the medals tally by some distance, and so far India has won 12 gold medals, 7 silver, 6 bronze medals in the tournament at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range.
One, two, three, and this is the great feelings. And on top of that, the overall performance of this World Cup has been phenomenal for India. And it was on expected line. We had a great expectation from our shooters because we have extended all possible help throughout this pandemic period. Even during the lockdown also, we ensured that the facilities, equipment, support system, everything are constantly provided to the shooters and all the sports persons in India.
Well, I have to say that the facilities that have now increased for the shooting community has been incredible, because in the past there were so many problems about equipment and ammunition, what have you. But you, the government, and of course the private effort has been remarkable to take the sport from just a handful to now thousands.
Yes, it's a long journey for Indian shooting team. Few years back, we were just in contention for few of the events. Suddenly India is a dominant force. So of course it's an incredible journey. But as I said earlier, the kind of facilities are coming up across the country, the kind of interest, enthusiasm you see amongst the players, and the government's effort to supplement with all the possible support. These are a combination of everything. And this World Cup was supposed to happen last year. At the nick of the time, the pandemic happened and we had to call it off. So I spoke to the federation people and we called off. But now, after 1 year, it's happening and in such a wonderful condition of all the world-class facilities and arrangements being made. So this is wonderful for Indian sports. And India is not only organizing it in a befitting manner, but also performing well. So this speaks lots of things about how we are gearing up for the future also.
It's a fantastic ecosystem for shooting. Just one final thing though. With this success comes the responsibility of doing well at the Olympics. So that's something that we're all looking forward to.
Yes, I have great expectation from the shooting team. We are going to send the largest ever Olympic contingent. Even just few days back, we had many athletes from athletics also have passed on. They have qualified. And some more are going to qualify again. So we already have surpassed the previous records of highest numbers of contingent. We're going to have more. Shooting will have a maximum numbers of medal contention and a very big team. So my good wishes to all the athletes, shooters and everybody.
Well, I have to thank you personally for doing whatever you have on behalf of the Government of India for the sport of shooting and the other sports as well. And, good luck and thank you for being here today. It's been a fantastic event. And finally, of course, I'd love to have a Khelo India mask.
Oh, sure, Charu, you are such an enthusiastic person that you really create that vibe. I mean, I've seen you, supporting the sporting fraternity. So it's good to be here. And I'm very happy that, the team, the entire team is working together.
So a phenomenal performance by the Indian shooters at the Shooting World Cup. Now shifting focus to football in the FIFA World Cup Qualifiers, Germany see off Iceland with a margin of 3-0 win. Leon Goretzka, Kai Havertz and Ike Gundogan on the score sheet. Hungary, Poland play out a thrilling 3-3 draw. Switzerland win 3-1 in Bulgaria. Denmark beat Israel 2-0. Romania, Armenia and Albania also win. England beat San Marino final. More this in this FIFA World Cup Qualifiers roundup.
Germany 3-0 Iceland. Germany made light work of their start to the 2022 World Cup qualifying campaign after goals from Leon Goretzka, Kai Havertz and Ilkay Gundogan gave them a 3-0 home win over Iceland in a lopsided Group J clash. Goretzka and Havertz fired the Germans into a 2-0 lead inside the opening 7 minutes before Gundogan sailed victory with a sizzling low shot from 25 meters in the 56th. Scotland 2-2 Austria. John McGain's spectacular overhead kick salvaged a deserved late draw for Scotland against Austria in their World Cup 2022 qualifying campaign opener at Hampden. The Aston Villa midfielder conjured an acrobatic effort as the Scots were forced to come from behind twice. England 5-0 San Marino. England's World Cup 2022 qualifying campaign started with a predictably routine stroll to victory against San Marino at Wembley. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored a brace as Gareth Southgate's side peppered their opponents with shots. James Ward, Raheem Sterling and Ollie Watkins were also on target for the Three Lions at Wembley. Italy 2-0 Northern Ireland. A commanding first half display by Italy condemned Northern Ireland to a 2-0 defeat in their opening World Cup qualifier in Parma. An early goal from Domenico Berardi set the tone for the slick host with Bailey pick off Farrell, then beaten by Ciro Immobile at his near post. Northern Ireland responded strongly after the break and went close through Gavin White and Paddy McNair. Sports Desk, GD India.
A sensational overhead kick by John McGinn rescued a point for Scotland in their FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Austria. And this is Sports 360 Goal of the Week. Atletico Madrid stayed on the course to win a La Liga even As their rivals kept up pressure, Kylian Mbappe reached a milestone and Juventus saw their Serie A title hopes surely come to an end. Sports 360 rounds up some of the main talking points from the European football arena.
Oblak keeps Atletico on course. Atletico Madrid were grateful for goalkeeper Jan Oblak's superb late save from Joselo's penalty as they edged struggling Alaves by 1-0 to stay on course for the Spanish title. Luis Suarez scored his 19th goal of the season as Atletico put their Champions League exit to Chelsea behind them and got back in track in La Liga. How they needed the win too, as Barcelona destroyed Real Sociedad, Sergio Dest and Lionel Messi both scoring twice in a 6-1 win. That is 18 games unbeaten for the Catalans, with Messi on to a league-high 23 goals. Barca are 4 points behind Atletico with 10 games left, including a meeting of the sides at the Camp Nou in May. Ronald Koeman's team might even be favourites now, but Real Madrid are still in it, sitting 6 points off the leaders in third after winning by 3-1 at Celta Vigo. Karim Benzema's praise leaves him with 7 goals in his last 5 league appearances. Mbappe sprints to century. Kylian Mbappe is always in a hurry, whether sprinting past opponents on the pitch or collecting trophies. A World Cup winner as a teenager and already 4 times a League One title winner, Mbappe became the youngest player to reach 100 goals in the French top flight with a brace in Paris Saint-Germain's 4-2 win at Lyon. At 22 years and 3 months old, Mbappe is more than a year younger than Saint Etienne great Herb Rivelli when he reached 100 goals in 1969, according to Sports Daily La Equipe. Just Fontaine was 24 years and 8 months when he reached a century while playing for Reims in 1958, the year he scored 13 times for France at the World Cup in Sweden. What's next for Juventus? Juventus' hopes of a 10th straight Scudetto surely disappeared as they slumped to a 1-0 home defeat by Benevento, a result that leaves them 10 points adrift of leaders with 11 games left. The defeat comes soon after their Champions League last 16 exit to Porto and means Andrea Pirlo's first season as a coach looks certain to end in failure, although they still have the Coppa Italia final to come against Atlanta. Besides, Pirlo was bettered by his old AC Milan teammate Pippo Inzaghi, now in charge of Benevento. Will Pirlo still there be next season? And will Cristiano Ronaldo leave, or will he stay for the last year of his contract? Gladbach bounced back amid Alonso reports. Borussia Mönchengladbach had suffered 7 straight defeats since the announcement that coach Marco Rose would leave in the summer for Borussia Dortmund. What they really needed was a game against struggling Schalke, and they duly won 3-0 at the Bundesliga's bottom side to revive their dwindling European hope. While the club continued their search for a successor to Rose, with reports indicating they have chosen Xabi Alonso, the ex-Liverpool, Real Madrid and Bayern star, now on the coaching staff at Real Sociedad. Sports Desk, TD India.
The Indian football team made a fine comeback in the second half to hold fancied Oman 1-1 in the first international match in more than a year. India conceded a goal in the 42nd minute with Chinglesena Singh's clearance crossing the goal line after hitting the goalkeeper Amrinder Singh, who started the match instead of Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Manvir Singh scored the equalizer in the 55th minute to help India pull off a rare draw against Oman in the first international outgoing after COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. India head coach Igor Stamach gave debuts to as many as 10 players. He had said before the match that he would give chances to maximum number of players for them to gain experience of the playing in the big matches. So a big achievement for the Indian football team here after the long time. Now shifting focus to Olympics. Athletes holding the Tokyo Olympic torch set off on a relay run in Japan's northeast, showing the organizers' determination to proceed with the Summer Games despite widespread public skepticism. The relay is set to crisscross across the Japan and arrive at the opening ceremony in Tokyo on July 23.
The torch relay for this year's Tokyo Olympic Games began its 121-day journey after a low-key opening ceremony at Japan's northeastern Fukushima prefecture on Thursday. The first runner with the torch was Azusa Iwashimizu, a key player in the Japan team that won the Women's World Cup in 2011. The ceremony was closed to the public because of the fear of spreading COVID-19 but was streamed live. The torch relay is 121 days long. The torch will spend 3 days in the prefectures hit hardest by the Great East Japan earthquake in 2011, Fukushima, Iwate and Miyagi. It will also spend 3 days in 4 other prefectures hosting multiple competitions during the 23rd July to 8th August Tokyo Games in 2021, Shiba, Kanagawa, Saitama and Shizuoka. Tokyo will host the torch for the longest for 15 days. The remaining 39 prefectures will have it for 2 days each. The schedule was unchanged from a year ago when the games were postponed to the summer of 2021. The starting ceremony and the first section of the Fukushima torch relay on day 1 will not be open to the public, but it will be broadcast live via the Tokyo 2020 official channel. The organizers expressed hope that as many people as possible around the world will follow the progress of the torch relay on the internet. Sports Desk, DD India.
India got exactly 100 runs more in the 5th T20 International against England than they did in the first, that too after losing 5 fewer wickets. At the end of the series opener, the batting was the big concern for the hosts, but in the series decider, they turned things around dramatically to beat On Morgan and company out of the contest. Here we look at some big takeaways from the T20 series against England.
And he finishes it with a 6, but England...
In the wake of Team India's memorable 3-2 T20 series triumph, let's take a look at the key factors behind the victory. Rise of Suryakumar Yadav. It's been a long time coming, but Suryakumar Yadav, or Sky as he is fondly referred to, has finally arrived. And how? The first ball he faced in the international cricket from none other than Jofra Archer was pulled over fine leg with a sheer disdain. It was a bold statement of intent from Team India's newest batting star. The amazing stroke was no flash in the pan as he went on to strike a dazzling 57 from 31 in the 4th T20. In the next match, he carried on from where he left off, driving and lofting with utter ease. Death bowling masterclass. Over the years, India's death bowling was often one of their main issues heading into an ICC event. However, the script seems to have changed this time around. The likes of Shardul Thakur, Hardik Pandya, even Rahul Chahar, especially bowling a few handy overs in the series finale, have given plenty of cheer for Kohli and company with their skills, execution under pressure and subtle variations. With Jasprit Bumrah's inclusion, India's death bowling will only improve further. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, a force to reckon with. In the bowling department, the return of Bhuvneshwar Kumar was without a doubt the biggest plus for India. The experienced pacer, who spent a considerable amount of time on the sidelines due to injuries, had an economy rate of just 6.38 across the 5 matches, which was the best for any bowler among both the teams, and bagged the player of the match in the decider for delivering a sensational spell. Multiple options in the middle. India took a leaf out of England's batting-heavy approach in the T20s. Right throughout the series, Kohli-led India experimented with the batting order due to the presence of likes of Shreyas Iyer, Hardik Pandya, Rishabh Pant and the versatile duo of Ishan Kishan and Suryakumar Yadav among others. While surely India still need to finalize a lot of things in terms of their batting lineup, they now have a packed middle and lower order with Iyer, Pandya, Pant, Surya, Ishan, Washington Sundar, Akshar Patel, with Ravindra Jadeja also in the pipeline. A fixed combination with clarity of roles will keep India in good stead in the T20 World Cup at home. Shardul's wicket-taking ability. Shardul Thakur returned from Australia as a hero, having featured in a test-turning partnership with Washington Sundar at the Gabba. He impressed with the ball as well, picking up wickets at the crucial times. Following Team India's come-from-behind T20 triumph against England, his reputation has been enhanced even further. He finished as the leading wicket-taker in the series with 8 scalps in the 5 matches at a strike rate of 13. Shardul had a very high economy rate of 9.69. What the numbers don't tell you is when he got his wickets and how he swung around the matches for Team India. In Shardul's case, most of his wickets came in pressure cooker situations and were game-changing ones. Sports Desk, DD India. Krunal Pandya had a day to remember as he hit fastest ever 50 on an ODI debut. He edged past John Morris of New Zealand. Kunal brought up his 50 in 26 ball to set the new world record. His 50 comprised of 6 fours and 2 sixes, and he is Sports 360 Player of the Week. That's all in this edition of Sports 360. Before we wrap up, we leave you with the top sporting moments of the week. Namaskar.